Have you ever died while driving? And if so, let me know, because, like, how are you watching this right now if you're dead? Just say. Whatever. Hello humanity, and it's Tor back here with another video for the people on Earth, or the humans on Earth, you know? Because that's what you guys are. So, recently I started driver's ed and learning how to drive. I've learned a few things which I would like to share with you guys. So this is coming from like the worst driver, so maybe some of these things that I'm telling you aren't such a good idea to follow, but I'm gonna tell you anyways, and you can decide whether they are good advice to give. Alright, so I have 5 little tips for you guys on how not to drive, or how to drive and not die. Anyways, tip number 1, don't commit steering wheel homicide. At least that's what my driving instructor always says. He's like, because people always squeeze the wheels so tight, and then he's like, dude, I'm gonna arrest you for steering wheel homicide. Stop squeezing my wheel, man. So, yeah, and that's basically another way of saying don't be a control freak. Just relax. Relax, man, you know? Because you got to relax to be able to drive. It's an important part of the society of humans to relax and drive. Tip number 2, don't drive in fear of any circumstance that could happen. Because, like, sure, maybe you should be careful while you're driving, but that doesn't mean you need to be afraid of every little thing that's going on. Like, you can't be looking at the cars around you and be like, what if I crash into them, what will happen? And you can't think of every scenario, because otherwise you are going to mentally die and you will be exhausted after 2 minutes of driving. Number 3, don't be sudden or rushing in your driving. So basically, this is kind of like, drive with finesse. You know what I mean? So don't go right down on the pedal really hard, or don't jerk on the brake, because then everyone in the car is going to be uncomfortable and they'll get whiplash and they might die. And this is how not to die while driving. So if you do that, then it's on you, because I just told you not to do it. Tip number 4. Don't die. Number 5. Listen to your instructor. I mean, come on. They know what they're doing. Whether it's your parents, or another instructor, or your crazy uncle who lives in Louisiana. But just listen to them, because they've driven for many, many years and they know what's going on. Like, do exactly what they say. Unless they tell you to drive off a cliff. Then that's on you, because I told you not to listen to them if they say to do that. But if there's a perfectly logical reason for you driving off the cliff, then maybe? But now I think it's time for Quintertainment.
Hey everybody, welcome to Quintertainment. So today's story is going to be about little Ronald. He had just gotten his driver's permit and he was very excited to start driving. So right when they got out of the DMV, which was in a parking lot, I guess. Right when he got out, he's like, dude, Mom, I want to drive. So she's like, okay, you can drive around this parking lot. So he's like, awesome. So then the mom got in the passenger seat, he got in the front seat, and he like got out his little rabbit foot key, that's weird. He got out his key, and he turned it on. Except, he didn't realize that when you turn it on, you can't just hold it, because otherwise it'll and you ruin your starter. So he just holds it like that. His mom tries to stop him, but he's like, no, I have to make sure the car's started. So he's holding it like she's trying to, and then his car just like explodes. Because someone had planted a grenade in there before he had gotten into the car. So while they're in the DMV, someone had planted a grenade. But fortunately, they didn't die from the explosion because they had airbags, and the airbags are very explosion-proof. So after the explosion, they were like, you know what, let's try that again. So they went out and bought a new car because they were obviously super rich and they could just go buy another car anyways. And they had the janitor clean up the parking lot explosion. And then they tried again. This time he let go, and it was like perfect because it was brand new, obviously. So he grabs the wheel, and then he looks back, puts his arm around the seat, and then he crashes into the building. And that was the end of the story. So, moral of the story, make sure your car is in reverse before you decide to back up, because it's pretty embarrassing when you don't. Just saying. Like, yeah, don't do it, man.
Awesome, guys, so that's pretty much all I have for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe maybe, and put a comment in for what do you think I should talk about next, or maybe your driving experiences. So that's it for today. See you guys next time.